Hi, I'm Martin. I know you've enjoyed the previous video, so thank you for the feedback. I'm now going to take a few minutes to talk about content libraries. Again, I hear from people who've been browsing slideAcross, who have been using slideAcross, and are wondering, okay, content libraries, how can I make the most of them to improve and enhance my presentations? Well, let me take a few minutes now to tell you about them. Long story short, content libraries are used by slideAcross as a source material to drive our AI engine. They are quite simply Word documents. Here's a few examples. This is a bid library. It's very simple. It's got images, it's got headings, it's got subheadings, it's got text. The text isn't great. I'm sure you've got better bid content in your bid library, but you get the idea of what structured content for a content library might look like. Here's another example. It is a selection of biographies or CVs of potential account managers. They're not real people. The AI engine has created these as examples, but you see again, we've got headings, we've got subheadings, we've got images that can be used to drive our content. A final example here is data. Again, it's very simple. It's headings, it's subheadings, it is raw data in this instance, and a chart or graph that's been pasted in as an image. Those are three examples, but hopefully you're already thinking, how else could I use content libraries? So maybe that's things like policy documents, training materials, you name it, anything that can be used to drive the creation of slide content. So how does that work in reality? Well, let me give you one example here. This is an account management slide. It's very simple, it's high level, it's got an image. Many sales professionals will be happy talking against that as a contextual slide, but they also might think, what if I get challenged on that by a stakeholder in the room who wants more details about how I'm going to structure that account team for this particular model? Let me show you how you can do that. You can link a section from the content library to this slide, which means in a single click you can then generate a perfect slide or multiple slides using that content to back up the conversation you are having with your prospective client. I do this from this section here, design, layers and AI, and I've got the option here to link to my library. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go in, I'm going to choose my sample bid library, I'm going to choose the account management section, and perhaps I will choose dedicated account managers as my subheading. I'm going to link that at level 1. Level 1 means that I get a few short bullets and also any image that I've included with my library. Now, when I show this slide, if I get challenged by a stakeholder, hey Martin, that's great, but give us more detail, all I need to do is click the down cursor arrow and you will see on the gauge on the left hand side that flashing orange cursor, which means it's loading the new slide. And I can see now I've got the slide which has the image and the content that has been created from my content library. I've got assurance it's my content. This isn't going to be AI hallucinations that it's made up. It's brought from my content library, distilled here on this slide. I can keep drilling into the detail if I wish to by clicking the down cursor again, and this time again you'll see a bit more detail. Again, a third time, and it will expand the content again to give you more bullets, and each bullet has more detail in it. You can drill down into the content as you wish based on your stakeholders' challenges or objections to the sales message you are giving. Doesn't have to be sales, of course. Works just as well in training, in business presentations, in schools, in education, anywhere where somebody in the room wants you to go into further detail on a topic or drill in to the substance that sits behind your message. I've got another example of a slide here. This is a very simple slide. It couldn't be more simple, but this is an example of a slide which works as a placeholder because potentially I've got no idea what my audience wants me to talk about. I know they want to talk about implementation, but what exactly do they want to drill into? So because I've not linked a slide, I've not layered content beneath this slide, when I click the down arrow, what I see is this subtle menu in the bottom right hand corner. I can then change the settings of this menu. So I'm going to choose implementation and maybe the project plan to talk through with my prospective client. Again, level 1 is going to give me the image. So when that pulls through, I can see the graphical representation of how I'm going to deliver that project created as a slide for me. Maybe the client wants to talk about a specific project or detail about it. Maybe they want to go into detail around training and knowledge transfer, for example, and I'm going to give them level 3 to give them that further substance, that detail that perhaps is needed to give them assurance that my delivery approach is going to be right for them. And here we can see a set of bullets. There's 9 bullets on that slide, reasonably detailed in each place, so I can talk through it. It's my content, it's come from my content library accordingly. Perhaps they ask me, this is great, Martin, but who's my account manager going to be? You'll know that we looked at the biographies earlier. Here's Hayley. We're going to go in at level 1 because it gives us her picture again with a few sharp bullets. I could expand on that. Maybe they want to know more details around her background, what she's specialised in, where she trained, etc. So I can go in maybe at level 3 to give just that further reassurance around Hayley's background and her ability to deliver against their requirements. So this responsive, adaptable approach is powered by the content libraries I've uploaded into slideAcross. You'll remember that we included some data, and that was one of our content libraries. I've got the option here to insert a slide in the editing process rather than in the live presentation environment. I can do that from this tab here, Design Layers and AI. I can click on Generate Content, and you'll be familiar with this pop-up because it's the same structure as we used in the live presentation. This time I'm going to choose sample data, time to hire, level 1 because it's going to give me the imagery with that level. And when I click create slide, in the background it's going to work through the AI engine, and it doesn't just drop the chart in, but it also does some work to interpret that data and tell the story that sits against it in terms of time to hire, who's increasing, who's reducing, who's stable. Again, I can go into more detail if I wish to. I can again generate content, same content library, same heading, it's still time to hire, but this time I'm going to go in at layer 4, create that slide. It's going to go away, it's going to interpret that data, it's going to return to me a slide that's giving me a real comparison and the story across each of those departments, and gives me something that I can really drill into with my customer. The final thing I want to show you is how to create an entire presentation. If I've submitted a proposal to a customer, potentially they've asked me, hey Martin, that's great, come and present on that proposal. I can do exactly that here. I've got the ability to create a new presentation, go in to generate content. This time I am going to select multi-slides. I've got the option to do it at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can, if I select level 2 as an example, I could create multiple layers for each of those slides. So on this example, it's going to create both layer 1 and layer 2 for my slides if I select this option, which is what I'm going to do. And you can see now in real time, slideAcross is generating me this presentation that I can then take to the client and present. I can of course add some edits to it, I can enhance it, I can add my branding, I can take some of the text slides and add some graphics to it, I can edit it to my heart's content, but the foundation of my presentation is created automatically for me from slideAcross with multiple layers. So that just gives you an example of how slideAcross can save you real time in the editing process, and we've already seen how it can adapt to stakeholder questions in a live presentation so that you can give them real assurance that you have the ability to deliver against those requirements from pre-prepared content. Thank you.